Bro, I'm not even like 2 minutes into your new video and like I feel emotional already. Yeah, I mean, just not even down to the story, dude, but like shot composition, fucking audio, like huge props, man. Yeah, very much enjoying it. On like an emotional and connection level, fucking incredible storytelling, dude. Like kudos, keep doing it, man. Your raw storytelling, like telling your story, just even 2 minutes in, I'm engrossed, man. Like kudos, what a talented fella you are, man. So I'm lucky to have connected with you.
I genuinely think that I am the most resilient person that I know. Like, I think once I've got something in my head, I don't know whether it's ADHD or what, or any form of spectrum thing, but I think once I've got something in my head, that's it. I'm not gonna stop until, I accomplish it. And in the last episode I spoke about universal credit and stuff, and I didn't really mention that, throughout the year, I don't want people thinking that, oh, he just didn't do anything. I was still working. I was still freelancing as a chef, but the problem with that was there was no no consistency to it. There was parts where a restaurant would be down a chef and then they'd need, someone else. So maybe I covered a weekend or something, which is great, but the following week they might have filled the position, so they no longer need cover. Do you know what I mean, though? So I think when I was bricklaying, freelancing was good because it kind of like dropped in the odd weekends and that. And even though I started bricklaying to get away from chefing and working weekends, it was kind of nice, like, a little cash boost back when I was bricklaying, as well as because, bricklaying wasn't as fucking consistent either. First it was the weather, and then it was fucking stuff like, it was a load of politics and stuff, and ultimately why I ended up leaving, to be fair. I had the weekends and that, but I was having to work the weekends in a kitchen to make up for the loss or money I didn't earn on site for whatever reason. But resilience. Like someone literally said the other day, like, you're fucking so resilient, and yeah, I am. Like, I definitely am. I think this past year it's not been easy at all, but I'm still here. I'm still alive. My son's still alive. There's always food in. There's always food in when he's here. He's got a bed to sleep in. Yeah, it might be mine still, but one day that's going to end and I'll be fucking sad. I know I will. I think everyone should have a why. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because one day this is going to happen to all of us. We are going to die. We are fucking going to die. And then in 100 years' time, we'll be forgotten about completely. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think the time while we're here, I think it's very, very important. It's easy to get caught up in bullshit, stuff like that. But I think the time we've got here, we shouldn't be doing jobs that we don't like. I think we should be doing things that we like. And, like I say, I've been lucky enough to build what I have over the past year. Yeah, I'm happy now where it's at. I just need the clients. That's what I need now. That is the main focus right now. 8 weeks till Christmas, and I can't bear the thought of, like, not having any presents for Freddie to open or anything like that. Like, I will not let it happen. Not a chance in hell. Doesn't matter, everything else kind of goes out the window. 8 weeks to land some clients. 8 weeks to get a decent bit of money behind me, and just to see me through into next year. Because this was no different when I was bricklaying. Again, like, when the weather turned bad, if it was raining or whatever, or frost, that was generally like in January time, February time, but we couldn't lay. Luckily, I had the chefing to fall back on. I've always been lucky in that sense. I'm a very positive person now. Like, negativity, if you let negativity in, like, things happen, like this. I'm not saying don't ever be sad or anything like that, or try not to be sad, or because things do happen. I'm very positive now. It's like, it's a case of, I know I can fill these weekends. I know I can fill the time where I've not got Freddie with work. It's just a case of getting it. It's just a case of making the phone calls, making the emails, showing up in person. Do you know what I mean? It's all these things, and all these things that I'm very capable of doing. I know I am. And there was been a transitional period where I had a good couple of months. Universal Credit turned around and said, well, you know, you're looking like you're gainfully self-employed now. Yeah, it's been all right, to be fair. And then, you know, it's just dribs and drabs. There's no consistency to it. This whole last year, there's been no consistency to any work, which is obviously frustrating, you know, but I've got 8 weeks to get things sorted. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, if I'm honest, this last year in terms of create media work, because when you're in the position that I was, or still am, should I say, is that, you know, you need the cash flow, but at the same time, I wasn't behaving like a businessman. I wasn't behaving like a business, but not all is bad. Like, the person that I worked for in London, who worked for that company, a few months down the line, I videoed his wedding. I was very nervous, but in the end, I mean, it took me a lot longer than I'd liked it to edit. But in the end, I was, you know, very proud of what I produced, and they said it was magical. And, you know, I delivered it in a way that I thought was a little bit better than your average. I didn't just want to send a file over, do you know what I mean? So I got like off Etsy, I got a little box with a USB, and then it had engraved Jamie and Emily and the dates, you know. So I thought it was a nice little touch. People that I spoke to about it, they agreed. Jamie himself said, you know, it was a lovely touch, you didn't have to do that kind of thing, but I wanted to go that little step further, which now I've got another wedding. No, I've got another 2 weddings booked for 2027. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, there's been ups and downs and stuff. The local business that didn't pay me for months and months, but although paid me in the end, someone who's affiliated with that business then asked me to work on a shoot with them. So then I ended up doing a shoot with Evans Halshaw, the commercial side in Lincoln. This was at Newark Showground, and, you know, it was a big step for me. I had all my terms and conditions, I had deposits, I had fucking proposals, you know, I was professional as possible, and I believe that's what made the whole transition so smoothly, really. They paid me a week before the gig, which was a little bit of pressure, really. I mean, like, you know, normally I'd take half beforehand and then half on delivery, but they paid me the whole lot up front, and it was kind of like, shit. I've got a turnaround time, I think it's 10 to 14 days. And it was right down to the wire, to be fair, but yeah, they loved everything that I delivered, and it was on time, and yeah, I think, you know, they want to use me again and stuff, so if that happens, that's great. Yeah, so going forward, get some more kitchen work booked in. Christmas parties are happening, so, you know, I've had the emails, I've had the messages, gonna need you soon, blah, 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 all that sort of thing. So I know that's coming, that's the same every year. I need to be emailing more and more businesses, because there's not a chance that I'm gonna let this phase out. Not a chance in hell. I'm too creative, I'm too, like, not to sound big-headed, but I'm very confident in what I'm doing now, minus the wedding part. I was shitting myself for that. But yeah, like, I'm too, you know, about fucking rambled on again, honestly. Thanks for watching, and the next episode, I want to talk about co-parenting and splitting up with Freddie's mum, so that'll be next Friday. Sound. This is the end of the video. I'm so shit at ending it.